Good day. I am astrologer Lateesha Hinton with Soul Spread Wisdom. And today I want to talk about the new moon in Capricorn that is coming in on January 12th, 2021. This is the first new moon of the year. And of course, it is in the sign of Capricorn. And there are some interesting things that are happening on this day at the time of the new moon. And ultimately, what we will see, or what we will feel, more importantly, as it relates to the moon, um, is really a lot of power plays. And that was the first word, those were the first words that came to my mind regarding this new moon, the power play. And that is because the moon and the sun will be at 23 degrees and they will be conjunct Pluto, which is at 24 degrees of Capricorn. So even if the moon were not conjunct Pluto, how would she be feeling, or how does she feel in the sign of Capricorn? The moon is at home across the sky in the sign of Cancer. In the sign of Cancer, the moon, which of course she rules this, it is a time of warmth. It is a time of fertility. It is a time of giving birth. It is summer. It is laughter. It is the height of the sun. But she is here with the sun, who is steadily growing daily. The sun is gaining momentum and gathering more light. But they are both in the home of Saturn. Saturn, of course, rules Capricorn, and this is Capricorn's feminine earth sign. And it is when we talk about Capricorn, we talk about the darkest time of the year. When we talk about the season and the sign of Capricorn, it is where the sun um, stays in the sky the shortest amount of time, um, as opposed to any other time of the year. And so it is a time where there is less warmth. So the moon here is in exile, and it is cold for her and restrictive because she's in Saturn's home, and Capricorn and Saturn are associated with death and loss. Again, restriction, coldness, bitter cold. And so when we have the moon here, there is a coldness that is felt. There is a stoicism that is associated with the moon in the sign of Capricorn. She is not able to radiate the nurturing warmth that she typically does when she is at home in the sign of Cancer, or even when she is exalted in the sign of Taurus. And so on the new moon, which will be the black moon, she will be conjunct Pluto. And Pluto is the lord of death, and transformation and darkness and the things that are hidden. Pluto is associated with pain and manipulation, um, obsessions, compulsive behaviors, manipulation. So these are the energies that are associated with this new moon that is coming in on January 12th. Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, is in his second sign of Aquarius, where he is with Jupiter. He is at 3 degrees, and he is making a square to Mars that has just entered into the sign of Taurus. I recorded a podcast on this earlier. I went through all 12 signs talking about this particular square of Mars to Saturn, um, that will be happening for us this week. And then also just talking about this energy with Mars conjunct Uranus, which that will be coming into an exact state very soon. But Mars being at 2 degrees, Uranus at 6 degrees, it's very close for us to feel the energy of that conjunction. So, happening in the sky at the same time as this moon and sun conjunct Pluto is this restrictive energy that would call us on the carpet to work hard. A frustrating energy, Mars square Saturn, where we want to go, where we want to accomplish something and get something done, but then there are challenges that we feel that are standing in the way. But it calls for perseverance. Anytime Mars is aspecting Saturn, it calls for perseverance and pressing forward so that we can accomplish our goals. And it is uh, very challenging, and frustrating. So this is the energy that is associated um, with the new moon. Mars is in exile in the sign of Taurus. Um, so meaning that Mars is not strong here. He just left his own sign of Aries and has moved into Taurus, where he's far away from home, and the sign of Scorpio, standing across the sky from home, in Venus's home. So he's not strong. And then Uranus is here to bring sudden changes to this area of life where we have Taurus. So a lot is happening at the new moon, and we can see this energy already playing out before we even come to it. Uh, with what happened with the Capitol within the United States on Capitol Hill, the mob, the insurrection happening. So we can see that Mars square Saturn already in action, but in our personal lives, as I said, I went through that where we can see these restrictions and these challenges happening. So if you go back to that podcast, you will hear where I talked about this in depth. But as it relates to this new moon, I'm going to go through all 12 signs. And, you know, I often think about the fact that, and it's very important to me in my life, that we are not puppets to the planet. These challenging energies come along, and they come to us by way of another person or a circumstance that happens in our lives. And it gives us an opportunity to either, step back and decide how it is that we want to respond as opposed to reacting. Because these are very reactive energies. When I think about this moon with Pluto, the power plays, it could show up, with people trying to manipulate us, trying to hide something from us in order to um, get us to do something that they want to do, you know. Um, we think about this, the new moon is a black moon. It's in Capricorn, far away from home, in exile with Pluto. It makes me think about um, ultimately, Persephone being taken down by Hades. You know, it makes me think of that um, situation by force. Through force, through manipulation, through coercion. This was happening. So again, something hidden, something um, that just doesn't feel right. So this is the time, Pluto and the moon, it causes us to have a heightened intuition. When you have that natally, you have a heightened intuition, you have an ability to just know, to just intuitively see and hear and know what other people may not want you to see, hear, and know. And so this would be the time to tap into our intuition. If something is being offered to us, if something is being brought to us that causes us to feel disempowered, then it's an opportunity for us not to move quickly, saying yes, but an opportunity to be still and to allow the energies to pass, allow the moon to leave Cancer and go into Aquarius, um, and for us to be able to maybe see things more clearly as far as making a decision. But the main thing is not um, allowing ourselves to be manipulated or being on the other side of the coin to be the one who is manipulating someone else, you know, and allowing the energies to pass, allowing ourselves to take the time in prayer, in meditation, um, using some soothing herbs, using skullcap, mugwort, to help deal with anxiety, sleeplessness, all of this, because these energies are really, really strong, really, really powerful right now in the sky. And so we can go to our herbal allies to help us to make it through, especially January and February, where the energies will be most challenging. So for Aries and Aries rising, you will have the new moon conjunct Pluto in your 10th house of your reputation, your career, reputation in the world, your career, managers. Um, so there can be an issue that is brought to the forefront for you where you are um, facing an emotional, challenging time with your manager or someone who is empowered over you. And they may be offering you an opportunity um, to do something or to twist your arm to do something. And you may feel that it doesn't feel right. Something about it is you don't have the whole story. Something is in the dark about the situation. So this is something that can be coming up for you. So if you can, you may want to wait. You may want to research. You may want to just, if you do receive an offer, uh, to take a little time to research what uh, the responsibilities are. Um, you may find that your manager may be leaving because the sun is also here. So you may have a manager or a supervisor that may be leaving your company. This is a way that this could show up. And it may be a situation where it is by force, that they didn't want to leave, but um, perhaps they were forced out. Some sudden change happened, and they are forced out. So this is something that you could see. And then if this happens, it could change your position in the company. So there could be just a lot of emotions that are brought to the forefront with this particular change that you could see. And this is for Aries Sun and Aries Rising. Then when we move over to um, Taurus Sun and Taurus Rising, you will have this configuration in your ninth house. So that is the Sun and Moon conjunct Pluto for this new moon. And so for you, Taurus Sun and Taurus Rising, this could be happening as it relates to your beliefs, your religious affiliations. So if you are a part um, of a church, um, or if you're a part of a temple, or, you know, whatever it is that you believe and hold dear, this can be going through an emotionally transformative time for you right now. There can be an understanding that you come to um, about maybe your pastor, the preacher, the teacher, the guru um, that has been teaching you, and There's some sudden change, some sudden revelation uh, that comes along for you as it relates to this person. And with this, it could be, again, really painful and really emotional for you. But again, um, we look to prayer, we look to meditation, we look to those things that will bring us peace as we ride through the challenging energy, knowing that once the moon has moved out of Capricorn and moved away from Pluto, we will have more light, we will have more understanding. Okay. So then when we move to Gemini Rising and Gemini Sun, you will have this in your eighth house. And, this is already, the eighth house is really a place of hidden things. Um, it is associated with loss, it is associated with death, um, resources from other people, power and control dynamics are associated with the eighth house. So for Gemini rising, this new moon could bring some challenges for you, power dynamics as it relates to um, resources, other people's resources. So we're talking about taxes, and could even be associated with the stimulus check. Um, Maybe some issues with it coming through for you, something in the dark, some information not being properly revealed to you regarding the check. Where is the check? Um, something hidden as it relates to power and control. This could be any type of resources that would be coming to you from another partner, and then there could be some kind of hiccup, some kind of power play as it relates to you receiving this money that could be owed to you. Um, so this is one way that it could show up. So anything regarding the eighth house, it could be just a really traumatic time for you, Gemini rising. With the moon here, with Pluto and the sun, it could just bring up some traumatic feelings and sadness, and um, something bubbled up to the surface emotionally that could be really painful for you. And again, I suggest that um, if you can take the time and enter into prayer and meditation and spend some time just in the quiet, or even if you need to speak to someone, or have some moments of therapy, some talk therapy, to talk about the things that have been traumatic for you. It can be very healing, it can be stabilizing for you to help you make it through this challenging new moon energy that is before you. I also suggested um, maybe skull cap tea, mugwort tea, to help with anxiety, to help you sleep. Um, and so, when we have the new moon and this configuration with Pluto in the eighth house, it can be very, very challenging. Um, and so that's what I have for you, Gemini. And then when we move over to uh, Cancer rising and Cancer sun, you will have this new moon and the sun conjunct Pluto in your seventh house of partnerships. And, it could be a really challenging time for you, Cancer rising, in any type of partnership. This is, marriage, love relationship, business partners, um, anyone where there is a togetherness, a contract signed, something that you don't see clearly. Again, a power play, some type of manipulation, um, and it could be a very emotional time for you. Um, Realizing that things are changing, you know, um, realizing that, maybe there have been conversations that have happened behind the scenes that you didn't know about. Um, and and still not having all of the light. But, again, this is a time to tap into your intuition. If something does not feel right, um, then, perhaps don't trust that. Don't trust that. Allow the moon to move past Pluto, move into the sign of Aquarius, and then you will be able to have more light and have more understanding of what is going on in those partnerships. And, it can allow for a better time to have a conversation about the relationship, about the partnership, about the contract, because, at the new moon, again, we have Pluto that is there. So with Pluto being there, there can definitely be emotional um, dynamics that come up that have to do with power and control. And it could be on the flip side. It could be not necessarily coming from your partner, but it could be something that is coming from you. Where, with those issues with Pluto and the moon, it's really about feeling powerless and trying to dominate a situation because there is so much fear of abandonment, fear of not being heard, fear of not being loved. And so, um, when Pluto is with the moon, we try to control situations so much so because we don't want to lose. There's a fear of loss. And so we want to be careful about that so that we are not puppets to the planet at a time like this, and allow the energies to pass over. Take the time to enter into prayer, meditation, being more quiet, not to say things that you might regret. Um, so that when the energies do pass over, um, you will be able to talk about some of the things that concerned you when the energies are better, are more supportive. Okay. And then we go over to Leo. So for Leo, you have um, the sun and the moon with Pluto in your sixth house. This is of your daily routines. It is of your health. Um, so there can be a health issue that you may not readily see. Um, there may be a question about your daily routines as it relates to even maybe your mother's health. There could be an issue that comes up here, or even a grandmother, um, health issues that may happen surprisingly that um, were not seen, that were not known. It can also show up for you as a health concern that um, might have been hidden and you didn't know about it. Um, so this is an opportunity to go to the doctor if there are any, mysterious pains or any type of um, mysterious spots that show up. It's an opportunity to go to the doctor and have testing done so that it can be brought to the light, um, what the issue might be. It's a time to be using supportive herbs and to be eating the best foods, the cleanest water, trying to exercise to support your health, with this particular configuration. Um, and then you can find that you get more light once the moon moves away from Pluto and moves into Aquarius. You should get some more clarity on what is going on. And then when we move over to uh, Virgo, then you will have Capricorn in your fifth house. This is Virgo rising, Virgo sun. So into your fifth house So the sun, the moon, and Pluto are there. So this is having to do with your children. If you have children, can have to do with your love relationships. If you are dating someone, you have a lover, there can be power and control issues that come up, that you don't readily see. So this is where you want to tap into your intuition. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to what you see, um, with your third eye, and understanding what is going on, because with Pluto and the moon, there can be power and control dynamics that are going on for an ulterior motive. You know, if you are feeling disempowered in the relationship, this is a time to just step back, maybe not make any sudden moves, but allow the moon to pass over Pluto and go into Aquarius. You'll be able to see things more clearly, but it is a time, for prayer and meditation, and asking your ancestors the questions regarding the relationship. Is this the best for me? What do I need to see? What is it that I don't see? What is it that I need to see? You can tap into your divination with your tarot to help you to see what it is that might be going on, that might be hidden with this Pluto moon dynamic. But it is about paying attention to your intuition. Just take things in, not saying anything too quickly. Just pay attention to what you feel, and meditate on that. And if it does not feel right, then it's time for you to begin to analyze it and ask some questions. Okay. And then when we go over to um, Libra rising, we will have this dynamic of the new moon in Cancer conjunct Pluto in your fourth house of home, of your ancestral line, of your inner self, in the home in which you live, your family, the people who live in the house with you. So when we have Pluto here, there can be power plays that are going on the family, within the family. Power dynamics that could be happening with the father or the mother. Issues of um, uh, power and control and manipulation that could be happening. But then you don't readily see it. So again, this is a time for you to just intuitively pay attention to what you feel, that is going on. It could be happening with anyone that lives in your home. It could be happening with someone who might be doing work in your home, the plumber or the person that's working on the sheetrock. There could be some kind of manipulation that could be coming your way, but you just want to pay attention to your intuition, so that you can be alert and aware of what is going on. And this will allow you to ask questions to unearth what might truly be going on, or what another person's motive might be within your home or within your family, as to why they are saying and doing the things that they might be doing. But again, it's a really emotional time. What is going on could really stir your emotions, and cause you to feel some of the deepest things. With this being in the fourth house, it can cause um, uh, memories, you know, of things that have long been past to bubble up to the surface, and pain and conversations that could come up, with your mother, with your father, about things that happened that you thought had been forgotten, but they weren't forgotten. And so you might need to deal with the pain of it, maybe even through prayer, meditation. Maybe those people are not even here anymore in the land of the living, but it could be a time where you need to just meditate and pray about the pain, and to deal with the trauma of the past and things that transpired in the family that might have been kept secret, but they might be stirred up by this particular moon and Pluto configuration. And then we have um, for Scorpio Sun and Scorpio Rising, this new moon and Pluto and the Sun will be conjunct in your third house of communication, short distance travel, your siblings, any of the communication that you do. Um, if you are doing any kind of writing or blogging, all of this is found in the third house. So, this can show some power issues, power plays that happen with your siblings if you have siblings. If it's not with siblings, it could be with people that you deal with on a daily basis, aunts, uncles, or even the people that you communicate with on a daily basis can be found here in the third house. Co-workers and so forth. So, this is a time for you to intuitively pay attention to what is going on. Scorpio rising, of course, you are able to discern oftentimes what is really going on behind the scenes because you can feel deeply just what is happening. You just have a knowing of what is real and what is not. And then when the moon comes with Pluto, it brings even more heightened intuition. So it is just a time to be aware of any dynamics that are going on with those around you that you communicate with on a daily basis that might make you feel disempowered, or if there is anything that is going on behind the scenes that does not feel um, that it is safe for you, that it is in your best interest. And then you just want to allow this energy to pass over, allow the moon to go into Aquarius, and in that way you can come to more truth and be able to determine what is the best action, and you'll be able to just see even more of what was going on because the moon will soon come to Saturn, and then that will bring some stability and some groundedness to that which you may not have been able to fully understand under this Pluto moon conjunction. Um, in your speech and what you are saying, um, it's about not becoming a puppet to the planet, meaning that you don't want to get into the arguments and the emotional displays within your conversation, which Moon Pluto can bring you to that. So if you find that you are triggered, you may want to just, again, not have the conversations during this time, put them off if at all possible. If you cannot put them off, then just remember the energies that are in the air that are challenging right now. And you don't want to be pulled into an emotional conversation where you say things that you might regret. And that is specifically for you, Scorpio rising, Scorpio sun. And then we move over to Sagittarius, sun and or rising. You will have this new moon in Capricorn conjunct Pluto in your second house of finances and your resources, your possessions that you own. So there can be some questions um, regarding your income. There can be some power plays that are happening in regard to the amount of money perhaps that you were promised that you would be paid, or if there was some employment that you were supposed to be starting Now there are some power plays. Someone is trying to perhaps manipulate the situation, and it can cause you to be very emotionally disturbed. Um, and if that is the case, if you find that something like that is showing up, then you can definitely um, allow this energy to pass. The moon, she moves so quickly. So, that next day she will be past Pluto and into Aquarius. And that would be a better time to investigate if you feel that you have been slighted regarding any income that you've earned, or if something that you feel like is hidden, or you feel like, again, there were some power plays that were happening behind the scenes as it relates to your income or something that you possess, or some of your, the things that you own. And there's some question about that, then allow that moon to pass over before you address the issue, because you don't want to be pulled into this really emotional, dynamic, manipulative energy at this time. If you can't avoid it at all, it would be best to just wait a day or two to address it. And then when we move over to Capricorn, this energy is in your first house, so this is affecting your body, the physical body, the way that you feel. Um, you may find that you are really, really emotional, um, and may not even know why, you know, because with the moon, Pluto, the things are hidden. You could just be feeling overwhelmed by um, being around people. The energies will be so potent, and it can really affect any area of your life, as the first house is the helm of your life. And so with these energies that are here, the overwhelm can be coming from any number of areas of your life. But again, in a day or two, this energy shall pass, and you will be feeling better. So I would just advise, get some good sleep. um, Take it easy, rest, watch something that will make you laugh. Go to Netflix and watch something that will make you laugh, so that you can allow these challenging energies to pass you by. If you find that some manipulation comes your way, or you could have an opportunity to manipulate someone or deceive someone or try to disempower someone, because the energies can flow either way. If that is the case, try to avoid being the puppet of the planet if at all possible, because that's not what we want. We don't want to disempower others. We want to be on the side where we are empowering other people to do what it is that they feel is best for their lives. Because with Pluto Moon, it can cause us to try to manipulate and control other people for fear of loss, fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, and we won't win if we play that game. Okay, so that is for you, Capricorn. And then for Aquarius, you have the new moon and the new moon and Pluto and Capricorn in your 12th house. So, this could be a really, really challenging time for you, as the 12th house represents the psyche, the health of the mind and hidden fears. So this Pluto moon can definitely trigger fears that you have of losing and not being in control, even perhaps of your thoughts and your mind. So this is the perfect time that you want to perhaps tap into the mugwort and the skull cap and any of the other herbs that can help you relax and unwind, so that this energy can pass over you and move into, as the moon moves into the sign of Aquarius, it'll take about a day or so, and then she will be past Pluto, and then you should be feeling better. If you feel fears that come up, psychological fears, and you don't know where they're coming from, just anxiety and fear could seize you, when you have this type of energy coming into your 12th house. But um, if you can, um, you know, try to do that, which will help you to just relax and unwind and know that this energy will pass over you. And then for Pisces, you will have this new moon and Pluto coming into your 11th house in the sign of Capricorn. So this is going to perhaps bring issues to the forefront as it relates to groups that you are part of. You could find that there is something that is going on that is hidden within the group, some kind of secret power play, some kind of manipulation. If you are part of a networking group, or even if you are part of um, a church or any type of group like this, you could find sorority, fraternity. You could find that there might be some hidden things that are happening. Um, and if you can find yourself very emotional about this, very emotional. So again, use your intuition. Allow this moon to pass over. And when it passes over, you should be able to see things more clearly. Things will be revealed, that which has been hidden. But, don't be too quick to speak. Um, be more quick to listen to your intuition. Use your third eye. Listen to your ancestors so that you will be able to make the best decisions once you have more light in the situation. Okay, that is what I have for this new moon in Capricorn. Again, my name is Lateesha Hinton with Soul Spread Wisdom. I thank you for listening. Please leave your comments, like, subscribe, and share. And I say to you, Ashe, Ashe, Asheo, Yadhe Vave.